You are now listening to the Jay Porks Experience. Listen free on iTunes or at theandydareshow.com. Now, here's Jay.
Yo, what is the word, people? Welcome to another action-packed edition of the Jay Porks Experience. I'm Jay Porks. With me, as always, on the other side of the glass, making sure this is a well-oiled podcast machine. Every week, the ever-popular Nobody. I've got tons of stuff on deck. We're going to talk about the day the horse racing industry died. We're going to talk about that in a little while. First, I want to touch on this. Now, you guys know, Jay Porks, Brooklyn native, Jewish guy, although don't believe in, like, God and all that. Raised that way. Love Seinfeld. Love that show. Love Jerry Seinfeld. Even though I'm more of a... Even though my comedy tends to... I like people who say the word fuck every now and then. Jerry Seinfeld's nothing but good, wholesome fun for me, and I've always been a fan of his. But it seems Jerry Seinfeld is not a fan of performing at colleges. The comedian said, "Kids are too politically correct nowadays, and censorship hurts comedy." This is Us Weekly. Don't expect to see Jerry Seinfeld in the quad anytime soon. The beloved comedian, 61, refuses to perform on college campuses and recently explained that strategic decision in a new interview with ESPN Radio. "I don't play colleges," Seinfeld told Colin Cowherd. "I hear a lot of people tell me, don't go near colleges. They're so PC." Seinfeld said in the interview that he hears from his friends and colleagues who do step foot on the campuses, those who often watch their steps lest they make an off-color joke that offends the student body. The Seinfeld alum said the sensitivity is a common thing among young people, even resonating in his own home. Jerry says, "I'll give you an example. My daughter's 14. My wife says to her, well, you know, in the next couple of years, I think maybe you're going to want to be hanging around the city more on the weekends so you can see boys." The star continued of his wife, Jessica Seinfeld, and the couple's eldest daughter, Sasha. "You know what my daughter says? She says, that's sexist." They just want to use these words, Jerry says. That's racist. That's sexist. That's prejudiced. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. The interview took place just 48 hours before Clint Eastwood found himself in hot water over an apparently insensitive joke. The veteran star, who was speaking on stage at the 2015 Spike Guys Choice Awards, and made an offhand comment about Caitlyn Jenner when discussing athletes turned actors. Alright. So Jerry Seinfeld is no longer performing at colleges because college kids are too quote-unquote politically correct. I'd like you to find a college student in America who's heard of Jerry Seinfeld as a comedian, as a stand-up comedian. Who? So, Jerry not performing at colleges anymore isn't really... That's not like the Meat Puppets said they're going to stop playing songs after a minute and a half, you know? They're just going to cut it off there. It's not what happened. I didn't even know Jerry does regular tours. I thought when he goes in tours, it's like an occasion, a special thing. He's doing the comedians in cars getting coffee. Furthermore, he said, quote, "They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about." That's the only time I have ever heard Jerry Seinfeld make reference to a word that was foul language of any sort. Any sort, at all. I know they had an episode where they wouldn't masturbate. I know they had that contest episode. But this guy is not a dirty guy. So why would Jerry Seinfeld fear politically correctness when he's politically correct? Is it bothering anyone besides me? Maybe it was just a matter of, you know, Jerry's not in the news this week. He's not in the news anymore. Nobody really cares. So he had to say something. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. So so Jerry Seinfeld talking about his daughter says she doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about. When the mom suggested that she might want to meet boys. She might want to hang around the city. First of all, what mom says you might want to hang around the city to meet boys? Huh? What? What moms say that? I know that's the general idea, but what moms say that to their kids? It's like a secret. Jerry Seinfeld, 61 years old, and he's complaining about the college audiences. It doesn't make any sense to me. I read this and I was like, what? Jerry Seinfeld doesn't curse. He doesn't curse. He doesn't have sex jokes. He's not Bill Hicks. It's not George Carlin. Does he even say ass? I don't know. Moving on. I'm still gonna watch. Listen, I'm still gonna watch Seinfeld reruns. No beef. No beef with the show. Just that's crazy. Jerry Seinfeld is mad that people are politically correct when he himself is the most politically correct comedian I've ever even heard of in my life. All right. Do you guys remember horse racing? I know. We're not old, we're not rich, so we don't care about horse racing. I'm aware. I agree with you. I'm on your team. Fuck horse racing. But people have been tuning into Channel 4 for 3 races every year during the stretch of May and June for the last 37 years to see if any horses are going to win all 3 races. The Triple Crown. When you win the Belmont, the Preakness, and the... Oh, come on, what is it? And the Kentucky Derby, you idiot. So people have been tuning in. Listen, I don't know anyone who actually has any money in horses. I'm not in that kind of tax bracket. But at the same time, I mean, you pay, like last year when California Chrome won the first 2 races. When that 3rd race came on, I was like, let's see if he wins the Triple Crown. Well, American Pharaoh did it yesterday. Not yesterday. Saturday. It was a long weekend for me. It feels like one long shift. So on Saturday, American Pharaoh won the Belmont. And in doing so, won the Triple Crown, the 3rd leg of the Triple Crown. So next year, where is the juice for horse racing? That's all I want to know. The only reason that people were watching this thing, the only reason anyone tuned in to watch horses race each other was to see if somebody would win the Triple Crown because it hasn't been done in 37 years. Now it's been done. So next year, there's not going to be much juice. ESPN isn't really going to have the live ticker on the bottom. So Saturday was the day the horse racing industry died. Bye, American Pharaoh guy. You ruined horse racing without a try. No, but in all seriousness, horse racing is ruined. Doesn't bother me. I don't care about horses, but you rich people. Did you guys hear what was going on at Summer Jam over the weekend? All right. Summer Jam is the annual concert held by New York City hip-hop radio station Hot 97. Hot 97 believes in hip-hop and R&B. So every year they have a concert at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And Sunday night. Was that last night? Again, long day. Long days. So Sunday night, at about 6:45, they locked the gates to Summer Jam, and they told concert goers that we're not letting you in. These are people with tickets, it wasn't like people were trying to buy tickets. People had tickets, and they were not being allowed into Summer Jam after 6:45. Now, they were being told that the gates would reopen. They said, don't worry, we're going to reopen them soon. That never happened. The show starts at 2 o'clock in the parking lot. It moves into the stadium at 6, and it ends like 10, 11, 12, I want to say. So from Ebro, who was the former program director at Hot 97, he is now morning DJ. And for some reason, I guess that was a promotion with a question mark. So this is what Ebro says about Summer Jam. The authorities are to blame for the riots that are about to happen at Summer Jam. I was there and witnessed it all. Some guys tried to rush the gate at about 6:45, and police made security shut the gates at 7. From that point, they kept lying to everyone and said they would reopen the gates. First, they were saying, go to one gate. Then, when we went to one gate, they were saying they're not opening that gate. Go back to the other one. Security and police were unnecessarily rude and disrespectful to an agitated crowd who spent hundreds on tickets. By 9, police started gassing everyone to disperse the crowd. I flew all the way from London for this. That's from Ebroski. So what happened was, I'm seeing now. You might see tickets. You might see pictures of things that look like Missouri from 4 months ago. It's not. That's a parking lot in East Rutherford, New Jersey. They're tear gassing people and pepper spraying people to get away because they're not reopening the gates. One of the concert goers said, they said if you don't disperse, we're going to mace you. And when Robinson said, when she kept questioning and questioning them, all of a sudden they came out of the exit door and rushed her to the ground. Savagery. So gentrification alive and well in East Rutherford, New Jersey, as the police came in to ruin Summer Jam. Summer Jam isn't a week-long festival. It's not a month-long festival. It doesn't happen every weekend. It's once a fucking year. Let these fucking kids and adults, let the people who got tickets to the show get into the show. Now I'm at Gothamist now, so I'm trying to find the reason why the gates were actually shut here. And it says it is not clear what prompted the gate closure at 7 p.m. An Asbury Park Press report says it was a fight amongst attendees. But witnesses say the confrontation escalated as more ticketed fans arrived and pushed against barricades. Police donned riot gear and clubbed, pepper sprayed, and pushed back members of the crowd, which one sergeant estimated at 2,000 people with their shields. So, I mean, do you know, like, you see these riots on TV, and people, they get, like, you see protests, and people get this protest fever. A couple of years ago, they were doing it with Occupy Wall Street. Like, there were a lot of people occupying Wall Street who had real beefs with things that they wanted to change. And there was a lot of people that were treating it like fucking Williamsburg. They're just there because it's hip. Because it's hip and it's trendy. Like Tommy John surgery. Pitchers get Tommy John surgery like hipsters grow beards. Always happens. It just keeps happening. So, like, we keep hearing about this, and as a person who's usually on the side of being arrested or being ticketed for things, you might get the urge to say, you know what, I'd love to, stand and see if they can tell me where to go and what to do, but, you don't actually do it. Well, there's an opposite side to this. When the police keep hearing that they're bloodthirsty animals on every news outlet in America, maybe they just say fuck it and start acting like it. I mean, because when police officers do good things, it's not like they get patted on the back. Nobody pats me on the back when I bring out the right food. It's my job and I do it. So being a police officer is a very thankless job, but I mean, these guys, this is the New Jersey State Police, by the way. I don't know any New Jersey State Police, so I can talk all the shit I want about them. But I won't. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying we are really quick with the riot gear here. Listen, Summer Jam is a concert that gets attended by people. There's security there and stuff. It's not like there's guns and, it's not it's not the Wild Wild West. You don't need the riot gear. You don't need the shields. Where's the tanks? Are you driving up tanks from Missouri? How long until somebody dies in police custody and then they don't indict the person? Because Chris Christie's too busy cracking down on marijuana laws in states that he doesn't govern. I mean, are you kidding me? Let the kids go to their concert, man. If there's one thing I hate, it's fucking security ruining a concert. I hate that. Whether it's them being unruly, whether they're beating up somebody who crowd surfed, or whether they're tapping me on the shoulder telling me to not record fucking video, when they annoy me, it's annoying. When they annoy you, it annoys me. When they annoy us, we're all concert goers. Police are there to keep things safe. If there was like, how many people fit in? Like, this stadium fits 60,000 people. All right. If 2 people got into a fight, I don't think the rest of the show needs to be ruined because 2 people got into an altercation. I think it's pretty easy to get those 2 people out and move it along. Now, at the same time, if a group of kids who are pissed off that they just got told that they bought, even though they paid hundreds of dollars for this ticket to the show, that they can't go in for reasons that won't be told to them, you get a parking lot full of these people, and then they see the police in riot gear, and they're thinking in their mind, this police states that have been happening, the militarization of the police force that goes on. And maybe 10 people out of the 40, 50, 60, or 100, 200, 300 people scattered in the parking lot, maybe, just like the fight, maybe 2 or 3 people want to get rowdy, and they get bum rushed by police. And that's what happens. Peter always pays for Paul. A few bad apples always ruin the tree. One bad banana always ruins the bunch. Always. And it's not fair, and it's not right. And I feel bad for everybody. For all the people that were not only turned away from Summer Jam, but for the people that had their concert experience disrupted by the New Jersey state troopers and sergeants and police force who had to come and use unnecessary violence to de-escalate a situation that never really escalated, from what I know now already. More on that as the situation develops. We've got music stuff to get to, and we do, and that's going to be in the second half. A couple of headlines and stuff, but I do want to get to one thing that's been on my mind here. Now, you know that not only bringing you awesome facts and truths every week, what we're also trying to do here at the J Porks Experience is get noticed. That's what we want to do. And we've decided that maybe litigation is the way to do that. So what I've been doing recently is I've been playing stuff. I've been playing songs, sound bites, stuff I'm not sure I'm legally allowed to play. I haven't been running it by Andy because in the notion that litigation happens, I didn't ask him, so he's innocent. So anyway, with that being said, a song is coming up right now. I'm not sure if I'm excited or ashamed. So the AV Club is a website. They're a very good website. Cool website. They have a series called AV Undercover, where they have a list of songs. Everybody knows where I'm going already. I hear you. I hear you laughing and making fun. Don't judge me. They have an AV Undercover series, and they have a list of songs, and a band comes in, and they pick a song to cover. And the later a band comes in, the less opportunity they have to cover that song. Last year, I may have been talking about I saw Guar covering Kansas, and I also saw Guar covering Pet Shop Boys and the Jim Carroll Band. They did West End Girls, People Who Died. It was like a mashup, and it was fucking awesome. And it was awesome. Don't judge me. Alright, what we're going to do is, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this without introduction. Then we're going to go to the break. And then we're going to come back and do some headlines. So here is, well, you'll figure it out.
Every year, we make a list of songs and invite bands into our office to cover them. After a song is performed, it's crossed off the list, so the later a band comes in, the fewer they have to choose from. This is AV Undercover, Season 6.
We just do it?
Mike's ready? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, anytime.
Okay. I stay up too late, got nothing on my brain, and that's what people say. Ooh, that's what people say. I got one too many days, but I can't make them stay, and that's what people say. Ooh, that's what people say. So I keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I've got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the players wanna play, 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 and the haters wanna hate, 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 hate. I just wanna shake, 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 shake it off. Heartbreakers wanna break, 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 and the fakers wanna fake, 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 fake. I just wanna shake, 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 shake it off. I never miss a beat. I'm lighting on my feet, and that's what they don't see. Ooh, that's what they don't see. I'm dancing on my own. I'll make the rules up as I go, and that's what they don't know. That's what they don't know. So I keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop grooving. It's like I've got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the players wanna play, 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 and the haters wanna hate, 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 hate. I just wanna shake, 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 shake it off. Heartbreakers wanna break, 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 and the fakers wanna fake, 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 fake. I just wanna shake, 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 shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off. I'll shake it off, shake it off. Oh, shake it off, shake it off. I'll shake it off. Hey, hey, hey! Just think, when you were getting down and out about all the liars and dirty cheats in the world, you could have been getting down to this sick beat. How is it?
Sound awesome.
Is it okay?
You want to do another one?
You're not like lying or anything?
everybody. This is Andy from the Andy Dare Show. Just thanking you for checking out the Jay Porks Experience. If you want to learn more about Jay, follow him on Twitter at JayPorks. Follow him on Instagram at JayPorks. JayPorks.com for the podcast, articles, pictures, you name it. There's a running theme here. It's Jay Porks. So for 2015, if you want to support the Dare Podcast Network, all you got to do is go to theandydareshow.com and click on the Amazon banner, and you will be tipping your cap to the Jay Porks Experience and all the fine broadcasting here at Dare Network. Thanks for listening, and back to the Jay Porks Experience.
And we are back. Yes, I did go Screaming Females covering T-Swizzy for Shizzy. I did do that. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's good, wholesome fun. The only problem is that when I was bringing food out on Sunday to tables, I was saying, and the waiter's gonna wait. Table's gonna hate. And I was doing that the whole day. And nobody knew that that I've never actually heard the real version, that I was just listening to the Screaming Females cover it. And I went into a Screaming Females rabbit hole on YouTube. They're awesome. I've known they've been awesome for a while, but I was reintroduced to Screaming Females. I actually have a Spotify playlist with a couple of Screaming Females tracks. The June Swoon, I'm gonna put it up. I'll put it up in the notes. I'm glad I remembered that. Glad I remembered to say that before I didn't do it. Okay, other than that, we're gonna stick with music. Speaking of music, you know who's coming to your town? The Meat Puppets and Soul Asylum are coming to your town. They're co-headlining a tour right now. And on Sunday night, they were at the House of Blues, Chicago. And not only was our buddy, the fearless leader of the Dare Network, Andy Dare, in the house. You know who else was in the house? The fine folks at Yahoo Screen. And you know what they were doing? They were filming the show to bring you live. So, I worked till 10 on Sunday. When those tables came in at 8:30 and interrupted my cleaning, and I didn't get on the bus till 10:45 or whatever the deal was, and that show had started at 9:30 already, the fine folks at Yahoo made sure that I was able to see that show in its entirety when I walked into my house and rolled up 2 bazooka joints. Bombs. Got to watch the Meat Puppets tear into it for 75 minutes. Got to watch Soul Asylum tear into it for 75 minutes. All from the confines of my home. This is the future. This is like the Silk Road of concerts. Yahoo Screen bringing you everything. The only this isn't a Yahoo Screen problem, but Yahoo they have original programming, and that includes the 6th season of Community, which is an awesome show. They just had the season finale, and it was really sad. From the headlines I'm reading, I didn't watch it because when my favorite shows go off the air, I never watch the last episode because I want to feel like the show never went off the air. Like, I never actually saw the last episode. I've never seen the last couple of episodes of Breaking Bad. I've seen the final scene. I've seen how it ends. Seen the final 15 minutes of that episode, but I didn't sat down and watch the demise of Walter White. No way, I would never do that. He's awesome. I wouldn't want to watch the demise. Seinfeld finale is different because that's fun. But, might not be politically correct. So Community might be over. And that kind of has me a little mad. I mean, I understand that the slogan was 6 seasons and a movie, and they got canceled after 5 seasons. And then Yahoo picked them up to make the 6th season happen. And Yahoo, which Dan Harmon says, was ready to make a movie immediately. And Community showrunner and creator Dan Harmon said, you know what? I have to miss Community before I think about writing it again. All right. Just remember that time where you were canceled by television and the internet brought you back. Do you remember that? So give us what we want. And what we want is more Community. But anyway, we're talking about the good things that Yahoo brings, and that was the Meat Puppet Soul Asylum. And it was so great. It was just so great. I love the future. And it gave me a little preview to when I get to see the Meat Puppets on June 22nd at the Bowery Ballroom in New York City, and it's going to be exciting. And I'm going to ask how that whole Yahoo thing came about. And if anyone from Yahoo Screen is listening, or if anyone who represents the Yahoo brand, guys, I am very, very capable of holding a camera. Very capable. So if you need to hire someone to do that, I'm with it. Holler at your boy. Now we're going to get to the headlines that are every week. The headlines, they be powered by Antiquiet. Antiquiet.com is your source for quality. Buzz Osborne is the news. Lead singer of the Melvins. Buzz Osborne claims that, quote, 90% of Montage of Heck is bullshit. Now, it was in a piece with the Talk House where Buzz went off. So let's delve into what Buzz has to say. For instance, I know the whole I tried to fuck a fat retard story is complete bullshit. Not even an inkling of truth. That's too good a story to have gone this long without me hearing about it, especially if, as he suggests, the girl's father freaked out about it at the high school. In that small town shithole, exciting news of that nature would have been common knowledge before the sunset. It never happened. And the trying to kill himself on the train track story is bullshit as well. It never happened either. There it is though, told in a recording of Kurt's own voice, so it must be true. Right? Wrong. Kurt also told me there was absolutely nothing wrong with his stomach. He made it up for sympathy, and so he can use it as an excuse to stay loaded. Of course he was vomiting. That's what people on heroin do. They vomit. It's called vomiting with a smile on your face. Then there's Courtney. A lot of what she says in this documentary doesn't exactly jibe with things Kurt told me himself, but I suppose that's not surprising when you consider the history becomes elastic every time Courtney Love opens her mouth. For instance, she'd have us believe that Kurt tried to off himself when she'd only thought about cheating on him. Wow, that's a whole different than the stories he told me in regards to her behavior. And this was before he ended up dead. And that's just one example. Buzz Osborne thinking Montage of Heck is 90% bullshit. He said also, I love documentaries. I can watch a documentary about anything, but I didn't have much interest in this one. I've had my fill of Kurt Cobain and Nirvana bios and documentaries, and I've stopped reading and watching them a long time ago. I don't have a lot of happy memories about any of that stuff, and the nice things I do remember are clouded by a deeply depressing fog of pointless misery. Look how it all ended. Nonetheless, I sat through Montage of Heck twice. I went to high school with Kurt and was a big part of all the Nirvana guys' lives before and after they became famous. I thought very highly of Kurt, Chris, and Dave. We were good friends when we were all flat broke, long before they could buy big houses and cars with credit cards. My band played with Nirvana at their last show. I was there for the beginning and I was there for the end. For the very good and for the very bad. First off, people need to understand that 90% of Montage of Heck is bullshit. Total bullshit. That's the one thing no one gets about Cobain. He was a master of jerking your chain. So, Buzz Osborne is basically saying that, well, what he's saying is that Kurt Cobain was a liar, and he wanted people to believe these things about him, and that he succeeded. He succeeded in being a facetious dude who was a master of jerking your chain by having this documentary. Here's what I have to say about that. Again, I wasn't there. I was not there. I was not in the Pacific Northwest in between the years of 1988 and 1993. But it does seem like any Nirvana news that doesn't involve the mention of the Melvins is like, oh my god, fuck that, it's a lie. Like, it feels like Buzz is just so mad that he was left out of this documentary. Furthermore, I thought, listen to this. This line is very, very telling of Buzz Osborne's thought process. I thought very highly of Kurt, Chris, and Dave. We were all good friends when they were all flat broke, long before they could buy big houses and cars with credit cards. Jealous much? That's jealousy. And another thing, Montage of Heck has nothing to do with Dave Grohl. That is like it's not even like a band thing. It's a Kurt Cobain thing. The the sto- saying that Kurt was making up the stuff about the train tracks, saying he was making up the stuff about the girl who may or may not have been slow. Whether that was true or not, does Buzz Osborne need to come out and write an op-ed piece about it? This is like Jerry Seinfeld complaining that people are politically correct, a guy who doesn't curse. Buzz Osborne, a guy who has no desire to become famous, is so mad that his friends got famous. So mad. When is the last time Buzz Osborne smiled? I've seen the Melvins. I like the Melvins. I got no beef with the Melvins. I like Buzz Osborne. I think he's looking for a headline here. Just let it be, dude. You know, I mean, like if that's your friend, like, and you say he's your friend, you know him from before he was rich, before he can buy a house with a credit card, which, by the way, let's just think about that logic for a second. Who puts an entire house on a credit card? An entire house? My credit card has a $300 limit. What house am I getting with that? But, it's Buzz Osborne, and it's a logging town, so I just really feel like Buzz is jealous, but he doesn't want to say it. Like he's probably like in front of you, he says, "Yeah, man, I'm just happy to be doing what I'm doing. Been together for 30 years, whatever. Got a band. We do what we want. We don't listen to anybody. We don't listen to what anybody tells us to do. Producers, record labels, charts. We don't do none of that. Fuck them. Yeah, well." And then you get mad when your friends get famous because you knew them before they can buy houses with credit cards. Let's continue on here with the. Unfortunately, it matters very little what the facts are. What matters is what people believe. And when it comes to Cobain, most of what they believe is fabricated nonsense. Again, is this something you'd say about your friend? This is somebody who's your friend. This is somebody who you took under your wing. Remember, this is somebody who you were gonna who was gonna have a fanzine, a Melvin's fanzine, and interviewed you for it. So mad. Like, I mean, I like the Gin Blossoms, everything, but I mean, I don't want to be singing "Hey Jealousy" all day. But apparently, that's what King Buzzo is doing. When Courtney speaks, the truth is certainly there, but God only knows where it begins and ends. In the 20 years since Kurt's death, the undisputed facts of some of her stories seem to change almost hourly. I remain unconvinced in regards to her testimony, and I don't think I'm alone. So, you're doing the Courtney killed Kurt thing too, Buzz? I thought you were a smart guy. Here's more. I find it amusing that the filmmakers never bothered to fact check simple stuff like this and just took Kurt and Courtney at their word. That's a bit risky when you're supposed to be making a behind the scenes documentary, but not surprising when you consider not a lot of what's out there about Kurt is the truth anyway. No one seems to care about the truth. Unfortunately, it matters very little. What matters is what people believe, and when it comes to Cobain, most of what people believe is fabricated nonsense. Montage of Heck does nothing to counter that. With that in mind, it's really hard to take any of this film seriously. After about 49 minutes, I was ready for it to all be over, but Montage of Heck just went on and on and on. I got to see Kurt in creepy home movies, and Courtney nude, which, for me, was akin to staring into the sun. I'm just gonna say jealousy again really fast. I got I got to see behind the curtain, right up and close, two melanderous, doped-up rock and roll miscreants deeply fouling an unsuspecting apartment. Jesus, there stands a half-naked Kurt shaving, and right behind his back his wife parading around showing off her naked breasts and pouting to the cameraman, who I'm guessing is Eric Ederson, ex-Hole guitar player and Courtney's former boyfriend. Really? Kurt probably had to deal with horse shit like that on a daily basis. My God, what a super colossal drag. I suppose this movie will be interesting for Nirvana completists, because it certainly reinforces that their twisted view of the man, their already twisted view of the man. I found it to be mostly misguided fiction, not a happy experience. He does have something good to say about it, though. He says, I did enjoy the really cool animation. They did a fantastic job of showing what a depressing shithole Aberdeen really was, and still is. For that, I salute them. That's King Buzzo if you need him. Thing is, this was basically the diary of a heroin addict. That's what this was. Nobody said this wasn't. Nobody said it wasn't that. And furthermore, another line that we need to highlight here, besides the buying houses with credit cards, I find it amusing that the filmmakers never bothered to fact check simple stuff like this. So not only are you talking about one of your good friends, that's your friend who you're shaming in this article, you basically just said, why didn't his daughter fact check that shit? Because she's the filmmaker, she's the executive producer. So if you're throwing shade towards Frances Bean, I've thrown shade towards Frances Bean, but I'm not famous. I'm not in the Melvins. I'm not somebody who claims to be Kurt Cobain's friend at one point, but all I've done is trash him for 20 years. That's not me. That's Buzz Osborne. If you need him. Alright. This is getting me mad. We're gonna move on. Let's move on to other friends of Kurt Cobain who aren't mad about Kurt Cobain. Kim Gordon and Jay Mascis have new music. Today they released a song called Slow Boy, and that's going to be released as the latest track for the Converse compilation Cons EP Volume 3. And it continues the long-standing working relationship between two indie icons. How many times is Shockwave going to crash when I'm recording the podcast? Fuzzed out new song called Slow Boy. As we kick it old school, because my computer is not listening to me right now, so I'm just going rogue here on my own. I listened to the track earlier today. It's alright. If it blew my mind, I would have put it on Anti-Quiet, but it's okay. It's an okay track. Sonic Youth and Dinosaur Jr. have a long history together. From their SST Records days to their joint tours, now Kim Gordon and Jay Mascis have reunited for a new track titled Slow Boy. The indie rock icons paired up to write and perform the song, which will appear on the third Converse compilation EP, Cons EP Volume 3. And you could download Slow Boy for free now at the Converse Music site. You know what? I can tell you if I like it or not. But if I can download this, I'm just going to let you play it. So this is Jay. I'm going to let you play it. I'm just going to let you hear it. I'm going to play it for you. We're doing 2 for Tuesday on the podcast. And I'm going to come to you with Jay Mascis and Kim Gordon with Slow Boy. And let me know. So there's that. So you guys, you know what you can do? Since I'm short on the tooth on emails, you guys send an email to jparkspodcast@gmail.com. Let me know what you think of Jay Masks and Kim Gordon's Slow Boy. That's brought to you by Converse Music. And the Cons EP Volume 3. Happening soon. And I could promise you that 90% of that track was not complete and utter bullshit. I promise you that. Garbage is going on tour and they're going to play 20 Years Queer. Front to back in its entirety this fall. This October. Hitting towns like San Diego, Oakland, and LA. Vegas, Houston, and Austin. Dallas, Chicago, and Madison. Michigan. Royal Oak. Boston, Westbury, New York. They're going to hit the King's Theater in Brooklyn before hitting Toronto, and 2 nights at the 930 Club in Washington, D.C. Got to be honest, the King's Theater is deep in Brooklyn, but those 2 nights in Washington, D.C. seem pretty cool. Garbage is fucking awesome, and they are rock and roll, and Shirley Manson is rock and roll. So, good to see that they're touring, and you know me. You know if the band came out in the 90s and they don't start with a P, most likely I'm into them. So that's that. You can get that at ChristinaRocks.com. Christina, no H. Hang the DJ. All right, before we get up on out of here, I'm going to give you the list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business really fast. I feel we've covered enough things. I feel we've done some stuff. I feel that you and I, we've bonded. We've bonded today. I think we have. Let me know at jporkspodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to keep badgering you until somebody sends me some emails, some unsuspecting emails, not the normal ones, not the same questions, because that's boring. All right. First, I need you guys to go to concertconfessions.com. That's for all your live music, news, and reviews for the fans, by the fans. And I know, pause for a second. There's a new review up at concertconfessions.com. I know, it's crazy. There's a new review up. It's our buddy Darby. Tame Impala at the pageant in St. Louis. Looks like it was awesome. Actually, you know what? Tame Impala stopped by the pageant on Monday night and somehow found a way to convey your Uncle Mark's acid flashbacks from the 60s and 70s through a live music experience. What? You can say that? That sounds so amazing. I wish I was a writer. I really wish I was a writer, because that is the best lead I have read in a while. And you're going to see me on Concert Confessions really soon when I go see the Meat Puppets in 15 days, I want to say. By the time you hear this, probably be 14 days. So concertconfessions.com. The only place where you're getting live music, news, and reviews for the fans, by the fans. Also, we were just talking about it. You can go to ChristinaRocks.com. That's Hang the DJ. 89xradio.com every Sunday morning. Throwback alternative. It's the only place you're getting old school alternative without bullshit. And truthfully, she is the coolest cucumber in the salad. Just saying. She played for me Lemonheads Into Your Arms, followed by Meat Puppets Backwater, Sunday morning before I went to work. It was fabulous. Also, needed to go to andydera.com. That's HQ. HQ is what the kids call headquarters. Kids these days, with the acronyms and the emojis and the selfies. So that's HQ right there. Headquarters. That's where you can get the Andy Dare show. I'm sure he's got some things to say about the Meat Puppets, the House of Blues in Chicago. You get to get the Tyler Kale show. You get Spin Class with Tyler and Andy, or you get the smooth, sultry tones of the J. Porks experience. Me, the only guy without showing his name, because I'm an antisocial nutbag. And last and most certainly not least, every week, the headlines for this jam are powered by the people at Antiquiet. Antiquiet.com, we assure you, we are not 90% total bullshit. Till next week, folks. Whiskey Weed. What's that guy's name? Warren Zevon. Late.
This has been the J Porks Experience. Thank you so much for listening.